What's going on, guys? Out over here hanging out with my buddy Travis, looking at his piece of garbage car. That's probably crapped out for the last time. Well, it's been in the process of crapping out. These things have a really awesome, interesting, as far as we know, we've read it online, and there seems to be a consensus that they have a pre-planned engine fail thing where the third cylinder is bored out larger than the other three cylinders, and of course the same internals, same piston rings, so that means that they wear out quickly. And it seems online, we've read, they only get up to 60 or 80,000 miles, and they always failed in the same way, with piston slap. Here's Travis. Hey, Travis.
Thanks.
You on YouTube, Travis?
Awesome.
So we're and another great thing about these engines is you have to pull the this big plastic part here is the intake manifold, and you have to pull the intake manifold to get the spark plugs out to see that one spark plug is covered in oil and the other three look great. We also just got down, that's I'm predicting that, we don't know. The phone's loving that light. Just a second, let me check my lens. I cleaned your guys' eyeball, is that better? I think the light is messing with it. But we're working on pulling the intake off to see if there's a difference in the 4 spark plugs. And you can see there's y'all may be able to see, the intake here has quite a bit of oil in it. And there's only a couple different ways you get oil in your intake. It's either direct injected for some reason, or your rings are shot and it's coming back up from the inside, or you have an EGR problem, or other various ways. So there could be other ways that the oil ended up there. Travis just got another vehicle. You recognize that one, don't you? Seen that one before? See it? See it? Oh, people driving by. Hi guys. How you doing? He got him's a 4-wheel drive. And I am so excited about it for him. Because we're going to take dates out in the woods, and I'm going to show Travis all the cool places where you can see the stars and you can in the city. And it's going to be much more fun than that. That's no fun. That'll be a much, much better ride. I don't even know what's under the hood of this yet. I hope it's not that horrible 5.4 liter. If it is, we'll have to deal with that. Maybe it's a good old 302 like this one. My truck's shinier than yours. You gotta clean this one.
It's because mine spent a lot of time out in the woods.
Yeah, it has. That'll be a pretty truck. You gotta get it cleaned up.
Get the rust taken care of. Gas mileage. I'm gonna have to trade with somebody on that driving shift.
That other truck will get a lot better gas mileage too here pretty soon, I bet.
Probably.
Look at what is involved with changing your spark plugs in one of these pieces of Nissan
shit.
Why? Why would you do this?
So people wouldn't work on their own shit. That's why.
To change your spark plugs, you need to pull all the bolts from the intake manifold down here. 5 of them. 5 of the 10 mils. And then back over here, this light is making for terrible movies. Back over here, this guy has to come off, the throttle body. So you take the 4 bolts off from around him, and the only reason the throttle body has to come off is because there's a mount bolt. I'm sure you won't be able to gaunt the shot, but there's a bolt way back down in there that threads in that direction, so its head is actually under the bottom right corner of the throttle body. So after we pull the throttle body off and get to that bolt and snatch the intake out of the way, I'll show you guys what the spark plugs look like.
Alright, that's one loose.
Look at him pulling the bolts. You may be able to detach that from the other end and get it all the way out of there.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at fixing to do. Okay, right there's the clamp.
Look at his little,
I'm getting that
look
shit
at the
out of the
ABS
fucking way.
module. Isn't that neat?
I mean, that's more shit we're gonna have to put back in here, but
This car's stupid. I want to look at the truck. Is the truck unlocked?
no.
You'd unlock that sometime and see what's under the hood.
I mean, I'll show you in a second. Can I have the light again, please?
Yeah, sorry. If it's getting really bad gas mileage, I bet it's similar problems. Similar problems to me with old electronics that have been neglected. You might be in that safety loop mode like I was. When I got my pickup truck from my dad, it was in a safety mode or a closed loop, open loop, whichever way it's called. I get those backwards all the time. But that just meant that it had a few sensor failures, so it refused taking input from the sensors on the motor, and it just delivered more fuel than it knew necessary. That way it wouldn't damage anything. Because if you give the engine not enough fuel, it'll get lean and get hot and melt. So this way, it's like a fail-safe. You get really good gas mileage, it throws an engine light. And then your dad drives it like that for a couple of years and gives it to you, and you change a couple sensors, and like, wow! Put an old 20-year-old scan tool computer on it, and worlds of difference. Sure, I'm glad he put the transmission in it, though. That made more difference than what I did. Going from not having reverse and then having reverse was pretty momentous.
Why in the hell?
This is such an interesting YouTube movie. You say I posted one yesterday about taking a nail gun apart? Or after I took a nail gun apart?
Oh, good lord. I did not see that one. There this bitch goes.
There you
shit.
go.
There's a hose.
Careful, I
in
think
there.
there might be children's over there.
I don't give a fuck. I'm a dickhead like that. You know that.
Overall, these are really, really good, reliable cars, but they have that one engine problem that just makes it a complete pile of poop. From what we read online, one cylinder out of 3 bored out larger than the others. That's a heck of a mistake for it to happen for so long.
Heck of a design fault, right?
It also says online that they never did nothing about a recall, and they've been making them like that for a long time. Well, they've quit now, but they made them like that for, I think it said 5 years or 8 years, a long
The
time.
light up here.
It was a long time they built them
I
that
just
way.
wanted to make sure I was looking at the right bolt.
You guys looking at the bolt? You're so friggin' looking at the bolt.
Let's see, this is your socket.
Now we've got the throttle body pulled off. Travis, buddy, we should probably get a container for these.
Yeah, I was
Starting to get different sizes and things, and these little guys, the 2 black grommet things on the front here, we can bolt back to the front of your intake manifold, because I only had to remove those because they were in the way of some of the bolts that aren't going back in for a while.
Wait, what was it?
See the little grommet guys here?
Yeah.
Grommet guys, they go right there and right there.
Yeah.
I just had to pull them off to get to those intake bolts, so you could put them back on to have you 2 less things to misplace. It's a good note for you guys YouTubers. Every time you get a chance to put a bolt back in the hole that it came from after the part's been severed, it's a good idea to do it. Save you from having to store it, label it, remember where it went. See, this is the throttle body. Completely fly-by-wire too. Ooh, the camera likes it when you leave the light still. You can't even come up to it underneath the hood and grab the throttle plate and go, nim, nim. There's no nim, nim. No, not for you. You have to do it from the pedal.
As much as I might regret this, I'm setting your 8 mil back in the full line.
I guess that's, alright. I guess that's common with throttle by wire. I'm just not used to seeing it. Let's see.
What size that fucker look like?
It looks like a 10mm again.
10 mil?
See, we had to pull the throttle body out of the way to get to that little silver, right? Yeah, I think you can kind of see it.
This would be my 3/8. Why is this still out? Did you put your 10 mil away?
I don't think I did. I think it's right there. It's on the long,
Yep, all the extensions.
on the long stick right in front of us. I found the 10mm tray. Now what I was showing you guys is what he's trying to get to right now, and I'm all up in the way. But see the bolt right down there, that silver one? That's what the throttle body was in the way of. Keep in mind, if you're ever just going to do routine maintenance and change your spark plugs, this is why they charge you so much. This is what you have to do to change spark plugs on this car. Or in our case, tear down to put a compression tester on it and verify if 3 cylinders are good and one is completely chooched.
To get this completely out of the way. You know what?
We may have to take some of your hoses loose, but just be careful because those are like fuel. Although it shouldn't be.
Extensions off. I should have room if I do that.
Should be just a quick burst of fuel and then you're good, like no constant pressure. Pump's not turning. Well, you might be able to let me.
I was about to say you're at the better angle.
Get a hand up in here and I can hold it out of the way.
That shit again, the fucking thread crap.
Thread sealant.
Yeah.
Loctite product, maybe. The factory thread sealant was good.
Might actually be able to reuse it too. Alright.
Now we have the bolt removed. And we're going to do something similar on the other side. There's another mount bolt. And then theoretically the intake will come out of the way.
God, that's like a...
Of the spark plugs.
I set your adapter back in here and I don't fucking see it. Oh wait, what's that?
Is that the adapter?
Pretty sure it is.
At least we got the street litification. Plenty of the street lit. For the piece of Nissan. Don't even remember what kind of car this was. It's a Nissan Sentra. Probably can't even. Oh, thanks, guy. The guy that was pulling out, he helped us out. Thank you. Nissan Sentra. I've noticed quite a few of these cars in traffic that make lots and lots of noise from under the hood. Like we read online, it's a really common problem. I believe it said 1.6 and 1.8 liter. Both those engines, they had the same oddball cylinder problem. It's my screw gun. I didn't remember to bring my cool little bit set so we could take advantage of it here, but I got the screw gun. If you had a T25 Torx bit screw you needed to get out of the way, I'd have it right out of there. Right out it would come. But all them sockets and stuff you're trying to pull out, yeah, that's at home.
Okay. Well.
The things that I put the camera on.
God damn it.
Are you got it? Oh, see, that probably wouldn't have happened if I didn't have the camera on it.
Right.
That's how it works. This video is 13 and a half minutes long already. Nobody is gonna make it this far. If you made it this far, if you still hear me right now in this YouTube video, I'm proud of you. I didn't think you'd be here. Leave your name, subscribe, and like, and we'll make up a contest like all the other YouTuber guys. We'll pretend to have a really big, awesome, expensive prize, and then we'll release somebody's name who doesn't exist. So we'll be like, ah, sorry guys, we were gonna fucking big, super amazing, awesome prize for you subscribing and liking, but Steve that you've never heard of and never seen subscribe and like, yeah, he won. That guy that doesn't exist. You ever seen that on YouTube before?
Yeah.
I've seen exactly.
Oh, fucking hell. Dude, it's...
You won't. Oh, maybe he will. Nope, he won't. That was going to be great for my movie. If I would have told him he wouldn't and then he did, and then the police would have been like, no, you shouldn't have.
Oh my god, dude, why is that not sliding down?
How it works on YouTube. It's probably just bound up on the other side. You guys like Travis's bandage? You never guess why you needed that. Yeah.
That fucking thing goes.
It was for your guys' YouTube video. Hurt his finger for you guys.
What can
For
I
all
say?
14,
Except you're welcome.
For all 14 of my subscribers. That's why.
Holy shit. That is in there.
We'll come back after we remove this hose. Look at that, it only took us 15 minutes to be pulling the intake off. Or that's YouTube time. I think we've been here longer than that.
Yeah, it's been almost half an hour.
Yeah, really not too bad though. After you're familiar with it, you can make it a 20-minute ordeal.
Yeah,
pulling it off and
now
getting
I
down.
can't figure out why it's hanging up.
I think it's the shape of it. I think it's just a, I don't believe you have any more wires. Stupid airplane, I'm trying to make a movie.
Let's see what's hitting where so I can...
I'm not seeing it underneath. There's probably a line we're missing. I don't see it hitting over here.
Where's this hose going back here? Yep.
Did we miss one?
Yep. Oh, that's zip tie. Oh, no, it doesn't.
We are all over it, guys.
Ooh, that slid right the hell off. That was nice.
Me, Travis, and my 14 subscribers were all in this together.
The bad part is I don't think I got the wherewithal to twist it.
Oh, I can get in there and twist it if you do.
Yeah, have fun with that. I think there was anything else.
I got it, guys. See the dicky? It's the dicky.
Okay, you look back there for what's hanging up, and I'll look up front.
I think you might actually be clear now.
What the hell is it catching on?
We are terrible Nissan mechanics.
Let's see if I can't.
Mighty Car Mods, I'm terribly sorry about this. We are horribly unqualified Nissan mechanics. I just said Mighty Car Mods in my YouTube video. That should get me like 10,000 views by itself.
Dipstick.
Oh, the dipstick. Oh, duh, the dipstick was in your way. Well, now it looks like a Honda.
And look at all the oil in that intake.
Is it full of it?
Look.
Oh. Oh. Well, no, actually, that just looks like... Well, no, there's quite a bit of the oil in there. You guys see the oils? See, there's some valves. You got some valves.
Positive note. Is there not a gasket on here?
I imagine the reason you have oil in all of your intake ports is because the one that was sucking it up. Let's see.
If that's the case. Still haven't been able to
See
confirm
if
that.
we can get it. Yeah, exactly. The compression test will tell you that.
Yeah. Which, that's going to be a pain in the ass too, because, you know,
See if I can get you guys.
strapping the throttle back up and everything to...
Well, I don't think you'll have to actually hook anything back together, as long as it'll spin
Am I
over.
the only one that thinks there's supposed to be a gasket on here, though?
Yeah, I know, right? Let me see the...
Yeah, there's no gasket on there, but you can take a look at it.
Oh, it's got... I think it has some kind of a...
Some rubberized bullshit.
Some kind of a... Yeah.
Some Japanese newfangled shit.
Some kind of... It's probably like a fuck... Oh, no, yeah, there's one in there. I see it. It just sits inside it.
Oh.
I was thinking there was no replaceable gasket at first. You just get a new intake. Every time you need a gasket, new intake.
I mean, how much you think it would cost me to get a new intake?
I have no idea. I don't think you need a new intake.
I mean, it's a plastic fucking intake. Shouldn't cost that much.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with the intake.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. It's an observation more than anything. What I need is a new block.
Yeah, ultimately for this car, imagine that is what it needs is a engine block. But see, now we're down here.
Now, do you know
Not
1,
sure.
2, and 3? Or 1, 2, 3, and 4, I should say?
Yeah, it's going to be from the front of the motor this way. Up there, that's 1, and then 2, 3, 4.
All right, well, let's
It says online it's number 3, so we'll see if they're right about that. How those? Oh, you got 4 bolts here. See, there's.
I don't even need to pull the plugs out themselves. I just need to pull the bolts.
Yeah,
huh?
you may have to pull the plug. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not familiar with the coil pack, but I do know there's an electrical connection. This guy has the bolt right here, and it's got like a long stem that goes down and plugs into the spark plug. Just
So
like
either
on,
way, I have to unbolt it.
oh yeah, just like on a Hondas and things. This is similar to, it's like a Hemi. Because the thing that makes a Hemi is the spark plug is in the dead center of the cylinder head, and the cylinder head makes a nice hemispherical, perfect half circle shape, where lots of other stupid airplanes, where lots of other cylinders are like oddball shapes, not nice and even. So it's cool, the spark plug's right in the dead center. These things don't lack power at all. They run really, really good. They're really, really good motors until 60, 80,000 miles in, and then they're playing demise.
63 in my case.
63,000 miles on this motor,
almost
guys.
64.
Almost 64,000 miles. 64,000 miles on this car.
On the truck. It runs better.
You guys know how many miles are on this truck? There's 430 some odd thousand miles on that truck. On the transmission, there's much less. There's only a few thousand miles on the transmission. The motor in this truck has been in it. That 5 liter we put in there in like 2004. It's 2017, so all those years. There's roughly like 200,000 miles on the engine in my truck there behind me. And 430 some odd on the truck itself. What's left of the truck. What's left original. So I'm kind of thinking that there's a little more oil in one of these than the other ones. Definitely all 4 of them have a healthy amount of the oil sitting on top of the valves. There's his valves. You guys want to see Travis's? See this guy? Here's his valves. Here's his valves.
Oh, man. Alright, well, hopefully these just pop off and I ain't got to do much else to them.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, I think so. It just wiggles and wiggles and pulls on out. Yeah, just like
Damn, that gets in there.
Yeah. You need an extension in the spark plug socket.
We got a good thing we got 2 extensions.
Yeah.
So here's what we'll do. We'll pop these bad boys out and we'll take a look and see if they're as fucked as the internet says it will be.
Yeah. Be interesting to know. That compression test will really let us know some things. And there's the tips of his spark plugs. Spark plug tips. Oh, we are getting the shot terrible. Yeah, we are. Spark plug tip. Just the tip, and only for a little bit. But it is way down in there. That is not just the tip. Oh, if you guys made it that far in the video, you just laughed a little bit.
I'll laugh more later.
Yeah, I know. It was 23 minutes long. I don't think most people are going to get that far.
It looks like the smaller fucking spark plug. You think that'll be good for this? The fucking...
Yeah, as long as it has the thing in it. Does it still have the rubber in there?
No.
Because you'll want... It'll probably still work out. No rubber. The rubber in the socket's nice because it helps pull the plug out. We'll try to get some plugs out and show you guys that. Alright guys, well, I think we're going to make a part A and a part B or something like that type of situation here. Just because we're getting up to 25 minutes long.
Yeah.
Sorry to all my subscribers about my not having a video editor. So I'm just recording and pausing and recording and not turning the phone off and pause and record. So this video is probably full of a whole lot of not real interesting to watch, but I mean, you know, it's like you're here. But we'll wrap it up on this one, and then we'll make another one about a wrap up with it. Whether that be later tonight or the next time tomorrow. Come over here and get further down. We're gonna We're going to get our spark plugs pulled out, see if there's any obvious distances, go invest in a compression tester.
Think 7/16 will fit?
Yeah, it's probably a good start, 7/16.
Let's see what happens.
And then the compression tester will tell us where to go from there. I'm thinking we might have the same thing that other people said online, where they just complete total loss of compression on one cylinder, and the other three have 180 pounds. So I'll hit you guys back later with the results to all that. Till then, I appreciate you if you made it this far. Y'all have a good one.